Oun Abbas Hussain here for Seconds Out, here with Big D, David Adeleye, and trainer manager Frank Graves. Firstly, guys, weighing day, it's been a bit manic. We know your opponent had to pull out, David. You've got your opponent now, we've got another opponent in place. Just talk to me how this last maybe 6 hours has been for yourself.
A bit hectic, you know. I mean, it's not my opponent's fault he got COVID, but we just got the results back. He's got COVID, we've got to get another opponent, and then you have to run and get another opponent, go through everything with him, and then I just left it to my management, coaches and whatnot. I mean, down to me, I want to fight whoever. Okay. I'm always up for it, so yeah, I mean, I said yes. Obviously, you see what I do in the gym and whatnot, so he was just basically believing in me, and then, yeah, just left it with management and the matchmakers.
David, just talking about 2020 for yourself, a lot of fighters... 2021? No, I'm talking about last year. A lot of fighters didn't really have the chance to get out in 2020. You know, yourself, you've been out a few times, made yourself a big hit on YouTube through BT Sports highlights. Just talk to me about your 2020. Just give the fans an assessment on how it went for yourself.
You know, good year. Just, you know, going into my career, I suppose, just starting off, same year this is going to be, you know, 2021. I intend on doing the exact same thing, and yeah, just going from there.
Frank, you know, from yourself and your sort of viewpoint on David's career so far, you've seen a lot of fighters come through the boxing gym, and you've guided many fighters. How much potential has this guy got?
Oh mate, he's got all the potential in the world. Everything that he needs, all the building blocks are there. It's literally just a case of stacking them in the right order at the right time. Listen, I mean, I've said it before, I'm on record of saying that I'm super excited about him. He's got all the ability, and I think more important than that, he's got the right mentality. And the difference between the very top and the also-rans is mentality. You know, they can all throw right hands. Sometimes they can't do it under pressure, and his mentality's good. So he's got everything.
Listen, when you get a fighter like him who creates a lot of buzz, you know, he seems to be fan-friendly. People like to see knockouts, especially as a heavyweight. How much do you have to sort of pull the reins and maybe slow down his career? Because I'm sure a lot of people want to push him forward very quickly. I want him to start headlining events. But yourself, how much do you want to sort of pull the reins and sort of make sure that his career is going the right way?
I think it's literally just a common sense approach. You know, if someone chucks a name at us that we feel we're not ready for, we're not going to take it yet. Obviously, David, as he's just said, is a fighter. You don't ask a fighter if they want to fight, because the answer is always yes. So that's why you have a team around you. That's why you have experienced coaches and managers and trainers and whatever else. So, yeah, I mean, listen, David's 24. There isn't a rush. But also, if you're good enough, you're old enough. So we'll just see what the next sort of 6 months, year holds. We'll go around, we're getting good sparring, we're getting good experience away from the lights. And, yeah, we'll see where we find ourselves this time next year. But all I want is activity. I just want Dave to be active. Similar to last year, we was lucky. Got 3 fights in last year. Ideally this year, be 4 or 5. And then we'll see where we stand at the end of the year.
You know, apart from the top boys, Joshua's, Fury's, that sort of top 10, when you look at the fighters underneath, there's quite a lot of great fighters that potentially David could be up against. A name that pops out, and seems to be popping out a lot, I'm sorry about this, David, is somebody who's with Frank Warren, Nathan Gorman. You've spoken about him recently as well in the last couple of months. Just talk to me about how much you want that fight.
Yeah. Listen, I never started calling out Nathan Gorman.
I know you didn't. But
I was doing interviews and people put his name forward, and I backed myself. So look, it's an easy fight to make, like you just said. We're both under the same banner, you know. So yeah, it's a fight that could be made. I would have taken it tomorrow if they said to me, look, Gorman's opponent's pulled out. We both got you two want to fight each other. I would have said yes. So yeah, I mean, it's a good fight. It's going to be a good fight when it does happen. And yeah, look, I respect Gorman as a fighter. I just think I'll kick his ass.
Is there any fighters, are you one of them fighters that likes to call fighters out? Do you want to be calling fighters out at this stage of your career?
Nah, because I can imagine fighters probably looking at me like, look, you just started off, but I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. I ain't going to go call out no fighters, but I ain't going to shy away from no fighters as well.
Listen, I need to talk to you about something I saw on your Snapchat. Yeah, I know. I've got to follow you guys on all social media to see what you guys are up to. But something that was quite interesting you put up last night was that you got approached to do something for the Mike Tyson Project. You know, Jamie Foxx is sort of dealing with that. But who approached you? What happened? What did they approach you?
I had some woman that does the whole sort of acting thing, and they were like, look, do you want to be in the new Mike Tyson movie coming up? I said, all right. Well, obviously talk to me about it. Like, what is it? And said, look, we need to see a photo of you topless doing all these other things. And then I'm like, alright. Then they said, we want you to do Mike. I'm like, that's not going to work. I'm 6'5", he's 5'10". But look, we just want you to quickly do a little impersonation and that little photo, little video and that. Anyways, they saw my acting and yeah, they never got back to me. That was the end of it. They saw my acting, thought, yeah, we don't want him. He can't do no Mike. So, but yeah, they got the likes like Jamie Foxx or whatnot, then I don't really blame them, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, look, I'm a fighter anyways, I'm not an actor, so there was no offence taken.
Listen, maybe we can push that in a couple of years. He's still a fighting man at the moment. Just finally, before I let you go, I know you're a busy man today. Big heavyweight fight on Saturday night. Dillian Whyte, Alexander Povetkin. I want both your predictions. First of all, David, from yourself.
You know what? I actually don't know. I ain't even been following it because I'm fighting.
Okay.
On a Friday, I ain't really been following it. But in terms of who's gonna, I don't know. The same thing can happen again, or Dillian Whyte can drop him and then just put his foot on the gas and get Povetkin out of there. So. I don't know, I'll let you.
Frank, go on. You give me your opinion on it.
I'm not sitting on the fence, but I'm just leaning towards Whyte. Okay. Bearing in mind what was happening in the first fight up until the point that he got knocked out. Had Povetkin not had COVID in the interim period, I'd have probably been leaning that way. But at 41, the guy's had COVID. He got dropped twice last time out. That's not easy to get over. It's not been that long since that fight either. I think probably I'd make a sort of final decision on it once I see Dillian on the scales tomorrow. Cool. I think he was too heavy in the first fight. I've been on record, I've said it a few times. It's too big, he shouldn't be that heavy. And if you're going to be static in front of someone like Povetkin, you're gonna come unstuck at some point in the fight. He's going to take it, and he knows that he's got the power to turn Dillian's lights out. So it's a good fight. It's a very good fight. I'm still leaning just towards Dillian for the youth. The size, the fact that Povetkin's had that COVID, but it's a good fight. It's interesting. Listen, I want Whyte to win, but
Listen,
Whyte.
Listen, I know you've got to do some photos now.
Yeah. What's your prediction though? Everyone for our prediction. What's your prediction?
Listen, I don't get into the ring, so I can't really give my prediction.
No, you can watch
you guys are the fighters. I just stay on this side of the camera.
Who's gonna win?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who's going to win. But David, I know you've got to take your pictures now. So good luck for tomorrow night. Good luck for 2021, both of you guys, and hopefully we talk to you guys soon.
Yes.